Hey, welcome to my Rhode Summer Collection review. I was so excited to try out these products. I haven't been excited about a beauty product launch in a really long time, and there were so many items from this collection that I could not wait to try. So I placed an order right on launch day. It did take like 3 weeks for these products to come in, so it took quite a while, but they are here now. So I wanted to go ahead and try them out, show the colors, talk about how the formula is, and whether I would recommend them or not. I am not a die-hard Rhode fan. I hadn't even tried a single Rhode product until they came to Sephora, I think like last September. But since then, I have purchased so many of their products, and my skincare routine is almost exclusively Rhode. So I was very excited to try these, but I'm also very critical about products because I'm spending my own money on them, and I don't like using a ton of products in my routine. So if something is not good enough to be in my everyday routine, I'm going to be very highly critical of it. So hopefully this helps if you're wondering if these products are just overly hyped or if they're actually that good. So let's go ahead and jump in. I'm going to put all of these on my face so you can see exactly how they look. Oddly enough, the thing that I was probably most excited about was this Terry bag. I'm not usually someone who goes for random makeup bags that come with collections, but this one just looked like the perfect size for an everyday kind of makeup bag. So it's about the size of my forearm, and I just thought the brown terry material was really cute and different. So very quickly to overview what I'm going to show in this video, I got the highlight milk in the shade 02, I think it's called Champagne, the pocket bronzer in the shade Sunbed, not from the summer collection specifically, but I got the blush in the shade Tan Line, the lip shape in the shade Squeeze, and 2 lip peptides in Colada and Macadamia butter. I was debating on also getting honey mango, but I felt like that one was a little bit too warm and a little bit too deep for me. Let's start with the highlight milk. I was really excited about this product because I love anything that makes your skin look less dull and gives it more of a glow. I picked the shade 02, which is more of a neutral champagne color. I was in between this one and shade 03, but that one is more like bronzing drops, and bronzing drops usually turn orange on my skin, so I went with the more neutral option. This, I think, theoretically is supposed to be the same formula as the glazing milk, just with highlight particles mixed in. I know that the glazing milk sometimes breaks people out. I use that product every morning in my skincare routine. It's one of my favorite products of all time, and I have very sensitive acne-prone skin, and I've never had an issue with it. So I'm hoping that I do not have an issue with this one either. But I'm just gonna take some on my hand and I'm just going to press it into my skin. It does feel different than the glazing milk, I think. That product is almost like a serum. It glides onto your skin so easily. This one is not quite as slippy. It's not uncomfortable to use, it just feels a little bit drier. But I do think it gives a nice glow. It kind of catches the light. It does not look, I have a mirror over here, that's why I keep looking over here. It doesn't look metallic or fake. It really does just give you a pretty overall glowy effect to your skin. So I like this product so far, excited to keep using it. And I think I'll also actually mix this in with my blush and see how that works. Let's move on to the pocket bronzer. I got the shade Sunbed. I thought this would be a good kind of neutral medium toned shade. And I think with this, I'm going to apply it to my hand and blend it with a brush on one side and apply it directly to my face on the other side, so we can see if either side gets patchy, if either side is easier to blend out that way. So let's do this side applied directly to my face. And I'm gonna go ahead and blend that out right away. This is the Mario F4 brush. I did not get the brush that came with this collection. It just kind of looked scratchy. I don't have any evidence that it actually is. It just didn't look super appealing to me, so I skipped out on that. It is blending pretty easily. I'm not having an issue blending it out, but I still think I'm going to prefer applying it to my hand and using a brush that way. So I'm just gonna get some product here on my hand. You can see the color there, and I'm picking it up on my brush this way. This is how I typically prefer to apply bronzer. It just makes it look a little bit more diffused and natural, and like it blends into your skin versus sitting on top of your skin. And you'll probably notice I'm doing this very quickly and haphazardly. That's normally how I do my makeup. I'm like on a time crunch always. So this is very much how a regular everyday girl would use this in a quick makeup routine versus a makeup artist or someone who has a ton of time to spend on their makeup. So I 1000% prefer applying it to my hand and using a brush that way. This side looks so much more seamless and blended than this side. Hopefully you can tell that on camera, but I can definitely tell when I'm looking into a mirror. So I am just going to use what is left on my hand here and reblend this side. That difference is stark in real life. This side looks so much more natural. I was kind of nervous about trying this color before because it is a little bit more of a warm tone, but I figured for summer it would be good since I have a tan. I'm putting some on the palm of my hand, and I'm going to mix the tiniest bit of that highlight milk in with the blush, just like one dot. I'm using the Mario F1 brush. This is the best cream blush brush I have ever used. I love this brush. Okay, and just applying that onto my cheeks. That's a really pretty subtle color, and I feel like the highlight milk just kind of gives it a little extra glow and dimension, which I like. One thing I was curious about when I ordered this blush was how similar it was to Sleepy Girl and Toasted Teddy mixed together. I have both of those, and for the longest time I held off on getting this one because I thought that it would be very similar to those two mixed together, but I was not able to find a single video of people comparing this one to those two blushes mixed. So while it's on my mind, I'm gonna go ahead and grab those and compare them so you can see the difference. So here is Tan Line. And let me go get those really quick. Okay, I'm back. I'm like tiptoeing around my house. Both kids are napping right now, which is a rare occurrence. And so I'm trying to, you know, hide from them. Oh, they're similar. Okay. This top one is Tan Line. The second one here is Sleepy Girl. The third one is Toasted Teddy. And the fourth one is Toasted Teddy mixed with Sleepy Girl, which is extremely similar to Tan Line. I think if I did just a tiny bit less of Toasted Teddy on this swatch, they would be pretty much identical. So if you have Sleepy Girl and Toasted Teddy, I don't think you need Tan Line. Just PSA. All right, so for lips, I picked the lip shape in the shade Squeeze. I'm kind of worried to try this one because it is very, very cool toned, and I'm hoping it's not completely gray. And then I picked the lip peptides in the shades Colada and Macadamia Butter. This top swatch is Squeeze, the lip liner, and then Colada and Macadamia Butter on the bottom. Okay, so let's try Squeeze. Okay, it's not overly cool toned on me. It's a good contour shade. It doesn't look overly ashy or gray like I was kind of worried about. I did notice that they removed the little smudger that was on the end of their lip shapes. I do not mind that they did that at all because the lid of my smudger would always fall off and I would find them all over the place because I have a bunch of these, and I didn't really use the smudger anyway, so I think this was a good move. I am going to go ahead and put both of the lip peptides on so you can see the color difference if there is one. Colada definitely has a pineapple coconutty kind of scent. It's not super strong though, and this one has, I think, a little bit of shimmer in it, whereas the Macadamia Butter shade is matte. Or not matte, but just not shimmery. Colada is like a peachy light brown, and it definitely gives a little bit of peachiness, but again, I'm very cool olive and I don't feel like this pulls too warm on me. So let me rub this off and we'll try Macadamia Butter on. This one is a little bit deeper and again doesn't have any sort of shimmer, and it smells like a baked good, but it's very subtle. I think Colada has a little bit stronger of a scent than Macadamia Butter, but they're both pretty light. Why is my voice going out? Okay, so that is what Macadamia Butter looks like. I think I prefer this one for my skin tone. It's just a little bit deeper and a little bit cooler. And all of that fits very nicely in the little Terry bag. I like this bag a lot. It's the perfect size for an everyday makeup bag. It fits all of my everyday products and brushes in here, including like the glazing mist, which is a little bit larger of a product. And I do have some extra things in here that I didn't show in the video. Like I have my mascara. I have a fan for my setting spray that's kind of diva-like. eyebrow gel. So it does fit a good amount. And the material of this feels like it would be easy to just throw in the wash if it gets stained. The inside is also terry. I don't know if you're supposed to wash it, but I would. I would rate the Highlight Milk like an 8.5 out of 10. I really do feel like it gave me a super pretty glow. I wasn't going to rate it quite as high until I looked into this mirror, and I feel like I look so glowy, which is what I was going for with that product. So really like that. The Pocket Bronzer, I would probably rate like a 7 out of 10. I liked the color on me. It was a good neutral. It didn't pull too orange. It didn't look patchy. It didn't look muddy. It was easy to blend. It was a very good solid bronzer, but there are so many good solid cream bronzers. So if you already have one that you love, I don't feel like you need to go run out and get this product. It's not revolutionary, but it's definitely a good one that you don't need to set with a powder, and that just looks very natural and pretty on the skin. The lip liner, I already lost. It's in here somewhere. I would probably rate that lip liner as a whole as like a 6 out of 10. They are really nice. They're great for overlining. It's a really creamy formula. They do not last very long, I will say that. And since I am not someone who likes to reapply makeup all the time, I docked some points for that. The shade that I got, Squeeze, is a really good cool tone. It's not too gray on me, which I appreciate, and it was a good contour shade. It's not my favorite shade though. So shade-wise, I would probably rate it a 5 out of 10. Formula-wise, I would give it a 6 out of 10. The lip peptides formula-wise, these are like a 9+ out of 10 for me. I love this formula. It's probably my favorite lip treatment balm formula. Colada, shade-wise, I would rate like a 7 out of 10. Macadamia butter would be like a 9 out of 10. This one is really good. I also have the shade Espresso, which is much darker and cooler. So if you wanted a kind of brown shade that leaned cool like Espresso does, but isn't quite as dark, Macadamia butter is beautiful. So I hope this was helpful if you were thinking about trying any of these products or were wondering how they perform, and thank you for watching.